it went from being very chaotic to organized in a matter of minutes with me, and like, hey, these aren't just random people. These people are my people. They're a family to me now.
You're listening to the AV IT Amplifier. Each week, we'll feature voices and ideas that need to be amplified in the higher education and pro AV IT communities. This show is brought to you by higheredav.com. And now here's your host, Ryan Gray.
Well, hello, everybody, and thank you for tuning in again to the AV IT Amplifier podcast. As always, my name is Ryan Gray, and I am your host. And if it is Wednesday, your feed has been refreshed with new content, and this Wednesday is no exception, even though it was kind of a close thing this time. So, a little behind the scenes, I don't usually do, but this is Tuesday, and this episode will come out tomorrow, Wednesday. So we don't usually, John, get to talk about things that are super topical, or, you know what I'm saying, want to reference something in the news because it could be a little while till it comes out. Well, you know what? Real time today. So, John, thank you so much for joining, for coming on. And it's a thrill because you're somebody I don't get to talk to a ton and always love to do. So, John, please introduce yourself. Who are you and what do you do?
Hi, everybody. My name is Jon Gunzel. I work at Logan College. I am one of the 4 technicians on staff for technology support. So we handle everything from event support for tech, all the AV stuff, fun stuff that I like doing, classroom supports, and office support.
That's a pretty wide gamut of responsibilities there.
And it ranges everywhere from laptops and desktops to microphones, phones, printers, you name it.
You deal with it.
I deal with it, yeah.
Okay. Well, and so then that's actually an interesting place to start because my college is built the same way. So like our service and support department covers AV, computers, everything. My integration department does all computer deployments and classroom work and conference rooms and whatever. So break down for me, what do you see as the pros and cons of that model? Especially, obviously, school size has something, staff size has something to do with it, but what have you found to be the advantages and disadvantages of it?
Ooh, I just think out my trick.
You did.
So I think advantages is that we're basically one giant, not group, but we handle just about everything that's technology-wise on campus. So whether it be classroom tech, from projectors, speakers, microphones, to the new Q-SYS system that we're putting in, all the way down to our office technology, whether it's just laptops, monitors, all the software that they do. So I think there's a big advantage there because we're all one department. Mm-hmm. We're not having to rely on other departments to communicate with us or for us to communicate with them. We just get a ticket in or we get called down and we go do it. Rather than, hey, I need to jump through like 5 different hoops just to get this one person's problem fixed. It's immediate support. Mm-hmm. So I think with the smaller schools, it works better. On a larger scale, I can see where there might be some bottlenecking. Because I know like with the university that's just right down the road from us, every department has their own IT group.
Right.
There is no centralized IT, which is kind of bizarre, I think, to us. Mm-hmm. Because we're like, well, we just do everything in-house. I don't have to step on anybody's toes. I can just go do it. But I think they have it set up to where their department handles their IT and their classrooms. I don't think they have a centralized IT department yet. I think they were trying to work on that a while back, but I don't think nobody wanted to give up the reins on anything. Disadvantages, sometimes we do get a little stretched thin, mm-hmm. I think. Which is nice because there's 4 of us now. Before there was 3 of us. So one of us kind of handled the ERP side of tickets. One of us handled the networking side, and then I handled classroom and some of the desktops. And we kind of met in the middle with offices. But I think then is when we started to bottleneck a little bit, and we still kind of do it now from time to time, especially when we have a large influx of new hires, which we're starting to see right now with the beginning of school year. We've got a new group of adjuncts coming in. They need accounts created, so we're starting to bottleneck a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It would be nice to have a separate department to handle all that stuff and then handle classroom stuff.
Yeah, well, and let me ask you this question. So you mentioned like everywhere from, all the computer related things to your Q-SYS system. So doing deep dive on Windows on computers, Windows Server, all the back end of Microsoft. Oh, and you also have to know Q-SYS. It's a pretty wide range of things to be an expert on, my man.
Yeah, it's some days wires do get crossed quite frequently. So it's like, wait, I'm doing Q-SYS or am I doing Windows? Oh no, it's Q-SYS.
But are you guys just that small? I'm literally asking. This is going to sound sarcastic, but like, so like these people are like, you're smart enough to just be like, yeah, throw this technology at us. We're going to figure it out. Or is it just like you have to be in training all the time to be able to keep up with so much that everyone else can just specialize in parts of?
We do a lot of trainings, especially at the tech level, because we do have higher ups than us. Mm-hmm. So above me is Dustin, and there's a networking team as well, and then an ERP team as well. So we don't have to solely rely on just the techs. If a problem becomes too much of a problem for us as techs, then we can kind of hand it off and ask questions, or it may be something that our higher ups only have access to that we don't have access to yet. So we are able to rely on each other. I mean, we have, I think, a total of 12 people altogether in the IT department, maybe 15 max. And we've got a few slots I think we need to fill still, but I think we're working on that.
So you do have to kind of rely on proper escalation, right? If you guys have to handle the entire wide range of what's coming in, then there has to be a place to escalate the depth of things, because you guys have to be the front line for everything.
Yeah, and there's sometimes like with software, like we don't know all the software that we campus, so we sometimes have to work with the companies that we get the software from to figure out what's going on, because it may not be something that we can fix. It may be something on their end that we have to rely on them too as well.
Cool. Well, that's even in my experience, it's still been pretty rare to have all those shops kind of brought together. But it has been a choice. We did it during COVID and have stuck with that model. So it's fun to talk to other people that have seen it. And yeah, but we do have to. You have to be organized enough to know what's the right thing. How do you pay attention and get the right thing to the right person, so that you, John, doesn't end up carrying the entire burden for the entire college on their own shoulders.
Yeah, I do have a lot of people that contact me directly still.
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm sure. Well, that's the case. You know what I'm saying? That just means you're good at what you do, or they wouldn't call directly.
I try.
All right. And then one other thing. So for folks watching, your background is very interesting. So is this a Legos thing I'm seeing behind you? Like, what's going on there?
So these are actually just soundproofing tiles. They look like Legos. I kind of wish they were, but if they were Legos, I would be sitting here playing with them and paying attention to you. No, we renovated this room in our library, I think about a year ago, to be an actual podcast room. So we did some soundproofing on a couple of the walls. We also our electricians did some mood lighting. Can't see it. Doesn't show up very well with all the lights on. But we can change the colors of lights. We've got a nice computer comforts table here in the middle with TV, Epiphan Pearl Mini, and then 4 IATA camera, or 2 IATA cameras, and then 4 Rodecaster mics going into it. So yeah, it was a fun little setup that we got to do. And we enjoy it. We get to use it.
You get to use it. Yeah. How, and just out of like, what use do you see there on campus? Is it something that's sort of taken off, or, niche people know to do stuff with it? Like, what's the activity you've seen?
I don't think we've had much activity with it yet. I think the guy who's running is still learning how to run everything properly before we actually take it off. I know our marketing team loves it. They have some ideas that they want to do in the future with some students and some faculty members. Even our president, I think, wants to get on in it too. So
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not ironic. We built one last summer, and it was a computer comforts table, and it had a Epiphan in it, but We had Shure mics and we did a Hudley Crew like automatic thing on it. But yeah, and then I'm actually we're doing now the kind of final design work on another large building that has 2 studios in it, and it's there. We're now in this like there's podcasting, and then what's like the post podcast era, where this real like video forward versus audio forward and the different sorts of things. So it's been one of those designs that's taken a while. Like we almost like we're because the parts and pieces aren't hard to get usually, like taking our time on it as one of the tail end things, because like it's ironically a world that's still kind of changing with the saturation of podcasts. Everyone's trying to do something new to get attention with it.
Well, yeah, you get the saturation of podcasts, you get the saturation of streamers out there.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's kind of a cool concept that you guys have, because then you can give those students the opportunity actually to learn how to do that stuff and get real-world experience with it.
And that's that idea, right? By the time you leave and graduate, you actually have a little bit of portfolio of self-generated content. And in the world of AI, when you can just chat GPT a paper, it's a lot harder to put somebody in front of a microphone and talk about a topic to demonstrate learning versus, something else.
We have one of our instructors on campus. He's our, I guess he's our multimedia instructor. Mm-hmm. He kind of revamped the student newspaper. So like the students come into class, they learn how to write a newspaper article, and they actually go out and do all these newspaper articles for the school newspaper. Mm-hmm. They have full gambit experience of basically running their own paper.
Yeah.
And they've done really well with it. So I thought that was pretty cool that they actually get that real world experience other than just theoretical learning. Oh, this is how you do this.
Right.
But have no application for it.
Especially for a school like yours, like we would never, we're not big enough. We don't have that. Like there are universities who are used to having like a school paper, but for John A. Logan to be all the way in on that, like these days there's no substitution for learning, like doing. And it's you're right. It's really cool to not only be like, oh, I've learned how to do this. No, I've done it. And here's the evidence of what I've done.
I think that's kind of our focus really is with a lot of our programs is actually doing it.
Yeah.
A lot of our programs, like we have a full welding lab that's actually getting renovated in the future. HVAC system, they've got their own little labs. I wouldn't say little, they're huge lab. Auto collision and auto body, they've got their own labs. It's more focusing on, hey, let's get you guys the real world experience of doing this. Even our EMTs, we have I don't want to say fake ambulance, but we have the back half of an ambulance outside.
Nice.
That they actually get that real world experience of what it would be like to be in an ambulance.
Yeah. That's the experiential learning. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Be it practical, digital, or,
Yeah.
Anyways, I love it. All right. Well, see, look at we're just two guys talking about how excited we are about education. Right. I love this stuff. Okay. So let's take a step backwards in time a little bit. First, you obviously, Dustin is either dragged or invited you into the crazy world of HETMA and the higher ed AV community and what's going on there. So I just kind of be curious to what has that experience been like for you to go, what feels like in the last year and some change, you know what I'm saying? From that to like full, like now jumping in and being at a place like InfoComm and practically running it yourself.
I wouldn't say running myself. I've got great teammates that help out with it too. I mean, I'm not gonna take all credit for HETMA, but I've just kind of jumped in and like helped out where I can. I mean, that's just kind of how I work. Like, where can I be the most of a help to? Like, okay, hey, we need to build this booth in 2 days from ground up. It's like, okay, I don't mind getting my hands dirty. Let's do this. Where do you need me? What corner do you need me on? What do you need me to do? And I think Anne really, really enjoyed that, me jumping in, because I think she was very excited for me to be there this past year. And then like with you and the tours around InfoComm, like after my first experience with your group that first year that I went, I was like, hey, whatever you need help with, let me know in the future. I would love to be a part of this. This was fun. was interactive. This was entertaining. It got me that experience that I needed, I think. And it just took me, hey, what do you need help with?
Yeah.
I think it's like the main advice that I can give anybody that's joining HETMA for the first time or going to InfoComm the first time as higher ed. Just ask somebody. We're not going to say, no, you go stand over there. There's always something for somebody to do, regardless of what it is. And it's all important, no matter what it is, how big it is, how small it is. It's always important. So just, hey, what can I help out with?
That's
And
so going back. So then was InfoComm 24 that was your first InfoComm?
Vegas, yeah.
Vegas. So how did that come about? Was Dustin just like, hey, you're going to this thing? Or like, what was the origin?
So when I started, this will be my third year, going on my third year. So when I first started, after that first year, he was getting ready to go to InfoComm. I guess would have been in Orlando that first year that I was there. I was kind of like, oh man, that'd be fun to go see. He's like, well, maybe next year, if you're still here, we can get you on board. And it worked out. So I'm still here. I feel like he can't get rid of me now. I don't think.
Yeah, exactly.
So we shared an office together for a while. So I would hear a lot of the HETMA calls sometimes. Be on the virtual conference. I enjoyed. I got a lot out of it that first year. And all the different things that HETMA has to offer. I mean, there's a plethora of things that HETMA has online. I think we kind of grasped onto that concept a little bit more with each other. And that first year that I was able to go to InfoComm was Vegas. And he's like, do you want to go? I was like, yeah. He's like, okay, we're leaving early so we can go help booth. I was like, okay, whatever you need me to do. Like I said, I'm here to help. So, I mean, it was fun. It was a lot. It was almost overwhelming.
Yeah.
Especially for Vegas for the first time. It's one of those things like, oh my Lord, this thing is huge.
Right.
So many lights, so many sounds, but you got to kind of take a deep breath and like, okay, I know I have the HETMA booth. That's home base. That's safe. I come there, relax, catch my composure, and then venture off.
So that, like, obviously you're, that sort of the attitude of just like, okay, yeah, I'll jump in. Okay, I'm open to whatever's happening. I'm going to go. Like, that's helpful. But yeah, like just going to Las Vegas for the first time could be a thing, especially if you're not in a big city at a regular, you can be in a hotel that has more people in it than the town you came from,
I think the floor that I was staying on had more people than the town that I live in.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's an order of magnitude of difference to where people have come from. And then, go to like the show floor that's as large, loud, and bright as it can be. And you're supposed to make heads or tails of what's going on there is, I don't know how, like, I remember like my first InfoComm, but that was back when I did live event and I didn't have any buying power. It was just like, people would go and share hotel rooms just to go and do something. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't have any work to do there, as opposed to like there's stuff you need to find out. There's stuff you need to learn. Like, you're here for your job is a whole different thing.
Yeah. And I think the one thing that really helped me kind of a little bit more was the education summit. First year. I think that kind of relaxed me a little bit because it's like, okay, all these people here for the same thing that I'm here for. What can I get out of it? How can I use this in the future? So I think that kind of calmed me down. It gave me a spot to relax to as well. And it wasn't constant noise of every vendor there. So,
and you're right, like coming early. So you're on the show floor helping build the booth right off the bat. And then so there's a little bit of an on-ramp before the first day that the show floor is open, as opposed to just parachuting in there. And then, to be, with someone from your school, not on your own, and a guide to go through and all that. Like,
Dustin did help out a lot with that. Like, hey, okay, we're going to do this, and this. We'll stick together, especially in Vegas. This past year, I think with it being Orlando, really, he was like, okay, do you feel comfortable enough to go out and venture on your own? I was like, yeah, certainly. Everything is within walking distance of the hotel. It wasn't like Vegas where it's like a 10-minute drive somewhere else. Eat.
Yeah.
everything's right there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, then for what I'm just kind of curious then, like, what are your going from like you said, you hired in, you're working at a smaller school, you know, you don't get the chance to go the first time, and then, you know, lead into HETMA, virtual, and like, what does it look like? What does it feel like to somebody who's sort of coming into this group? Is it like, this is crazy, this is weird, this is awesome, or this is chaotic? Like, what is the emotion that comes along with figuring out what all, you know, this higher ed group is up to?
It was kind of a mix of different emotions. Like, okay, this is very interesting. I didn't know something like this existed, especially for AV
Mm-hmm.
in higher ed. Let alone just the idea of that. I didn't really grow up with that AV background, so I always like had this preconceived notion of AV being like in every movie that you see. It's like a bunch of nerds sitting in a closet somewhere
Mm-hmm.
with a VCR and a TV. But it's not. It just completely, HETMA just completely destroyed that notion of that. It went from being very chaotic to organized in a matter of minutes with me, and like, hey, these aren't just random people. These people are my people.
Mm-hmm.
They're a family to me now, and it grew into that. Like, how many people did we hang out with at InfoComm this past year? It's not just an organization. It's more of a community than anything else. We're our own group,
Mm-hmm.
and we're all very welcoming. It doesn't matter who you are, where you come from, or what you believe in. We all have the same mindset of, hey, we're here for AV stuff for our teachers and students.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first and foremost thing. Like, come in and join us. Don't want to say a cult, but we're more of a community than anything else. I mean, yeah. So I mean, it was good. Everybody that I've talked to so far has been very welcoming and very warming to me. So it was nice.
Yeah, I don't want to say cult, maybe an interesting episode title for that one right there. But yeah, no, it's one of those things where, like, and you could tell me what your experience is, you know, across IT, there's organizations and associations, and I have colleagues here at YC that work in different areas that are, you know, connected with colleagues at some level, but it's often what I feel like in HETMA is that level of knowing, knowledge, and connection is different. It's more personal. It's more grounded in who the people are and not just what they work on, in a way that I haven't really seen replicated anywhere else.
No, you're right. It's the systems that we work on are extensions of ourselves. Like, it's our own little personal touch.
Yeah. And then the people, so that it's like, then the people who you meet who are doing the same things in other places, like, are default friends. You almost don't have to make friends. They're friends from the beginning. You just have to figure out what that is. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, we met 2 years ago, and now look at us.
That's what I'm saying. But it
was like the first time we met was just like an instant connection.
Yeah.
Like, we're like two siblings that haven't seen each other in 6 months.
Right. Exactly. But that it's kind of like that, right? Like, you know, you get signed up to go on the tour. It's the first, like, that year I'm doing them on my own, and I was really trying to revamp them. And then here's somebody who was on the tour that really got what we were trying to do, like, picked that thing up, and then they're like, I want to help with that. All right, check. Let's go. Let's figure it out. And
I loved it. Like, that kind of brought me back to, like, I was in a band for a better part of a decade.
Mm-hmm.
I was the front man, so like entertaining. Yeah. So like that brought that spark back for me a little bit. So I was like, yeah, I'm getting that back now.
Yeah, being behind the microphone, being on the camera, being in front of the crowd, and, you know, sharing what you can do.
Yeah.
Cool. So are you saying you're now in charge of all the tours from here on out?
Co-tour, co-cap.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, everyone just heard it. You could say, I will share with you. So not only has, you know, and this is, no joke, like, people would know it. Avixa reached out, you know, talked about other tours at InfoComm and their other events, sort of how we do it. But then this past year, we had some friends from EDUCAUSE go on the tour, and they've done the same. And that same thing, trying to replicate, like, how do we make that happen at our event? How do we make that happen at our event? And part of, I think, the secret sauce is, well, let me introduce you to Jon, right? So it's the humans involved in it, and you can make a plan on a piece of paper to do a tour, but it's the enthusiasm and the.
You don't have somebody good leading the tour and who's enthusiastic about what they're doing and excited about what they're doing. It's just gonna be a bland tour.
Yeah. And that's like, I feel like you had that kind of experience of like, oh, this was made for me. I want to make it for somebody else. That turns that around into something we can, like, something to invest in, or I have this interest in creating this experience for others. And
you want the group that you're leading to be excited about what you're showing them. Like, hey, I use these products. Like, that's one thing that I was kind of like, I mean, I could sit there and read a spec sheet all day off and like, yeah, it might sell, but it's like, no, I can sell these products if I use them. Like, hey, I know these products very well. They work very well. Talk to this rep. Here's a rep that I talked to. Go talk to them. See who your rep is. These products work. Hey, I would take, like, with the S1 Pro.
Yeah.
We got 4 more in just for graduation, just because I was like, yeah, we're getting more of those in. Yeah. Those things outpowered our 15-inch speakers easily.
When it's cool, when there's both like technology and then people that you have enough experience with to be able to recommend. You know what I'm saying? And it makes a difference to connect, like, hey, here's a technology solution that might help you. Also, here's a human on the other end of that wants to help you get where you need to go on it. And to feel like, if the same tour people came at random and walked around the show floor, their chances of making that connection are pretty low. So can we curate those connections in a way that people walk away with something they can really use?
Yeah, and I think that's what the reps and the vendors need, is they need that kind of human interaction, because they may not know who to talk to at a school. See a school number, like, oh, I don't know that person. But hey, we're putting a face to a name and a number now. Like, here you go. You get connected.
All right, so then here's the main question then. Given how, the reputation of the tours is kind of taking off, is it time for you and I to quit our job and start a tour? We specialize in offering tours at audiovisual trade shows.
I mean, yeah, if it's going to bring us money, yeah, let's do it.
See what I'm saying about the attitude of, let's do it. Yeah.
Let's do it. I mean, we got what? InfoComm, and then ISE, and then InfoComm Asia. Like
a minimum. I mean, I feel like I don't know what contracts we could get, but all right. You're gonna have to draw up the business plan. Look, I'm the idea guy. I'm not the execution guy. I'm never gonna get any actual work done. So
I mean, we might have to hire somebody, because I feel like I might not get much action.
See, now we've got overhead. Now we've got payroll. Now we've got, I don't know, man.
I mean, I'm sure we'd probably contract somebody we know and be like, hey, here's food.
Yeah. Well, it does, like, doing the tours, that's been one of the cool things, is the people that you meet and the connections that come from it. Yeah. Just an extension of what all, HETMA's been, the number of people that now, not only do I know across the country, but can say, like, yeah, I can text or call this person with something at the last minute, and they're like, yeah, no problem, I got you. It's kind of, it's kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is fun. I enjoyed the last one I was on with you and Aaron and Renee. Like I told you, I was like, hey, if you ever need any help doing anything, let me know.
That's what I'm saying. There we go. So that's when, everybody needs to be paying attention to Jon Gunzel. You know what I'm saying? I think we're all going to end up working for you one day. So,
maybe not. I don't know.
You don't think so?
No.
All right. Cool. Well, thank you for talking about those. That was kind of a little all over the place on that, but definitely like somebody, glad to get to learn a little bit more about you and share some of what I do know about you with everybody. So if folks wanted to get connected with you or touch base after the show, what would be the best way for them to do that?
Best way is email. You can reach me at my school email at jonathan.gunzel, Gunzel, at jalc.edu.
All right. I encourage everybody to do so. I do know that you are on LinkedIn. I do know that your photo on LinkedIn is very difficult to crop and put into another piece of graphic. So I may have to hit you up for another one on that, and we'll see.
Yeah, we can do that.
All right. Well,
I think I have one from us at the green carpet.
Oh, yeah.
But I've got that one somewhere.
Well, that we're going to need. And being that this episode has to come out tomorrow, you know what I'm saying?
I can get that one to you, I think.
Hurry. All right. Jon, thank you so much for being with us today. I really appreciate the time. Good to see you. And I love your awesome podcast studio.
Thank you. Yeah, it's really nice. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for listening to the AV IT Amplifier. Tune in next week for more with today's guest. It'll be great or your money back. Your host has been Ryan Gray. He's on the tweeters at Ryan_A_Gray, or find him on LinkedIn to connect. Please subscribe and give the show a rating and review wherever you get your podcasts. This show is brought to you by higheredav.com. The views expressed here are not necessarily those of our respective institutions, employers, or sponsors. Everyone hang in there, go easy, and we'll be back next week.